Hey guys, so I'm finally getting around to Cobra Kai Season 6 Part 2. So this is a show that when it's at its best, I feel like is such an amazing show. But unfortunately, the last few seasons have declined in quality slightly. And it definitely did feel like this season wasn't necessary, but they were trying to sort of milk it as much as they could. And I understand that. We have the Karate Kid movie coming out, I think, next year. So that's obviously going to be something that if they can keep it going, keep the buzz going for Cobra Kai, is going to help the movie to launch. And look, I love this show, so I'm not going to say I was unhappy to get another season, especially since the stakes are different. We have them out of the valley, and it's not just Cobra Kai versus Miyagi-Do. This time they're against all these other elite fighters. So that premise was really interesting, and I really would have loved this season if they had executed the premise well, but unfortunately it sort of fell apart this season. I really just wasn't impressed, and it felt so unnecessary. If they had made some changes, it could have been a great season, but look, it's not over yet. So one thing that does annoy me is how they demonize Cobra Kai and their way of fighting, but praise Miyagi-Do. It should be a blend of both of them, offense and defense, instead of just siding with one. So I love that Terry Silver is back. I think he was a really interesting villain. I would have liked if they had focused more on Johnny, just being Johnny and defensive and funny. I feel like it all started with him, and there was just so many characters in this that he got sidelined a bit. And look, I get it. Obviously, the story is meant to progress and expand, but there were too many characters and too many subplots. And some of them are really unnecessary. For example, we had a conversation between Sam and this Russian guy, and it was one conversation. And after that, he becomes obsessed with her and starts basically stalking her. And it didn't really go anywhere. It was just so random, and it felt like, why is this even here? Like, if he went full on psychopath, single white female, yeah, that would be interesting, but he didn't. So it's like, what are they doing here? And Dimitri, he really annoyed me this season. He's always been a character I've liked, but this season, yeah, same with Robbie and his treatment of Tori, and he cheats on her in this season. And yes, to be fair, Tori is not perfect. She's not great at communicating. And to be fair, he did think that she had cheated on him, but it feels like he should know her better. He should know to communicate instead of just going off with some other girl. And her mother had just died, which doesn't mean she can just treat people like trash, but obviously she's going through some pretty heavy trauma, and it feels like he just wasn't really there for her. And it felt like they didn't know how to stick the landing. The last episode, that huge fight scene was so messy and random, and I get what they were going for, and if they had done it better, it could have been really interesting. Just this all-out fight, but still, the way they did it, it was just sloppy. And then the death that they've been teasing is Kwon, and he kills that, well, he tries to kill that Russian guy and ends up killing himself. And like, that Russian guy, I don't think they'd ever even really talked at that point. And yes, there was a huge fight, but suddenly he wanted to kill him. It just felt so random and weird. And like, there was no emotional depth there with the death. Like, we just didn't care because it's Kwon. Like, I don't know, maybe some of you guys liked his character, but yeah, I don't know. I always thought it would be Terry Silver, but look, we've still got part 3. We've got more episodes to go, so hopefully it does get better. This is still a good show, so I have faith, but not a lot of it. So I would give it a 6 out of 10. Let me know what you guys thought of this season down below. Please like, comment, subscribe, all of that YouTube stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.